Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Reese Will, and this is Retired Life with Reese Will. Now, my younger sister's birthday is today, and yesterday we celebrated it. And I thought about how my next birthday, I will be 58. Today, I want to talk straight from the heart about some real, unvarnished truths that comes with getting older. Some of these shifts happen so slowly you can barely notice them, and some you can see coming from a mile away, and the others just hit you out of nowhere. The first major shift for me has been my patience. It completely flipped. I used to be incredibly impatient with things like machines, traffic, delays. I used to didn't have any patience in the world for people. Now it's the exact opposite. When things don't work right or when my hands aren't moving as fast as they used to, I don't sweat it. I just slow down, take my time, and breathe. And I'm not in a rush to get anywhere anymore, but my patience for people, man, if someone is just being completely toxic or acting like a plain fool or just acting plain foolish, I just walk away. I don't have any time for the energy for it anymore. Another big thing I've realized lately is how much slower my body recovers. I've always hit the gym all my life, playing pickup ball and lifting weights, and I love to hit the gym and stay active. But not too long ago, I had a health situation where I had to step away from my routine. When you're used to being a bit of a gym rat, having that taken away really messes with your head. When I finally got back into the weight room, I told myself I was going to pretty much take it easy, lifting weights and do maybe some fewer reps and just basically just ease back into the groove. Well, I got on that bench press, and if you don't lift for a week or two, you can feel it. You lose your strength fast, and I completely lost track of what I was doing, and I always listened to music or sports talk, and I really wasn't paying attention, and I went kind of hard too quick, and I think I did too many sets, and by that night, man, I could barely lift up my arms. My chest was totally sore, and it took 3 to 4 days for me to feel normal again. The bounce back just isn't the same no more. Even catching a simple cold now hangs around for a week with a lingering cough, whereas years ago, I would have slept it off in one single day. And it really makes you realize that some health changes are just permanent. We spent our whole youth getting sick or getting injured, knowing we snap right back to 100%. But as time goes on, you hit that point where back to normal changes. The aches and pains from my joints, the decades of hard work, they aren't going anywhere. You just learn to manage them. That brings me to the difference between energy and stamina. My daily energy is actually still great. I can go to the gym, push through my structured 1 hour workout, get my heart rate up, and pretty much feel fantastic. But my long term stamina, that's a different story. If you ask me to go out and walk 2 to 3 miles on a hot afternoon, I can do it. But man, it takes a massive toll on me. I still think that I can do some things I used to, but just not as long. I have to be highly strategic about what I put on my plate and what I eat on a day-to-day basis. And then there's that short-term memory. It definitely starts to slip. We've all been there. You walk into the room, you stop dead in your tracks and think, what on earth did I come in here for? You look around until it finally clicks. To deal with that, I had to completely stop multitasking. I do one single thing at a time now, and I focused on that task. Finish it, and only then do I move on to the next. Back when I was driving a set of doubles on the turnpike on a foot of snow or going around some curves around a steep mountain and working long hours. I used to be able to do multiple things at once. Now I just do one assignment at a time. Now I'm applying the exact same rule to my whole life, and it keeps me pretty much on track. We're also at the age where we start losing friends. Sometimes it's because they pass away. Sometimes it's a severe illness, or sometimes people just move away and you just grow apart. It's a tough part of life. I'm working harder than ever to hold on to the true connections I have left. I've always said that if I have one or two genuinely solid friends, you can call it pretty much a great life. You're a lucky man. Social media gives us hundreds of acquaintances, but true deep friendships are rare, and it hurts when you lose them. Another reality is driving long hours. I used to drive every day on the highway, 8 to 13 hours in my UPS feeder truck, but now if we go on a trip over 5 or 6 hours, man, I'm exhausted. I used to laugh at that, but my eyesight is still good and my vision is still sharp. And if it's pitch black outside and raining, I just cannot see the road no more like I used to. The glare, it hits different. So I do what any smart driver does. I just slow down, stay in the right lane, and take my time. It also hits your pride when you realize you can't handle certain maintenances around the house anymore. I'm still strong, but even my strength has went down a little. I've always been handy, and I used to handle big, grueling projects by myself. Years ago, I could move a whole house by myself with a U-Haul for my mom or my family. They would always call me, or I would be up on the roof of a two-story house walking the edges without a single care. But recently, when it came down to cleaning out my gutters and putting the guards up, I looked up at the ladder and said, no, sir, I hired a professional to do it. Then there's the technology. Keeping up with the constant digital updates is exhausting. It's not even that we can't learn it, it's that we don't want to. I remember years ago learning a whole new online system for some business projects I was running. I spent months mastering it until I could do it fast with no mistakes. The very next year, they changed the whole entire platform and I had to learn it from scratch. That's the moment I realized I was ready to step back. The constant moving of the goalposts isn't worth the brain power anymore. Finally, the strangest part of getting older is feeling invisible sometimes. You can walk into a room or even around a group of people and you feel like you blend into the background. People look right through you. It happens with strangers. Sometimes it even happens with family. Aging isn't a sudden cliff we drop off. It's a very slow and quiet fade. But look, these are just real everyday truths of turning 57 and moving forward. It's a new chapter and we just gotta adapt. If this resonated with you at all, please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm going to keep pressing forward toward the goal. Take care of yourselves and remember, don't chase peace, live it.